this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals set and ready to go on offense, leading the charge out of LSU. Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick back in April.
When you read off Joe Burrow's numbers his last year at LSU, they almost don't even seem correct. I mean, 76% of his passes complete. That's the second best all-time at the collegiate level. Ended up throwing 60 touchdown passes, accounted for 65 touchdowns, and only threw 6 interceptions and won a national championship. Joe Burrow is not just a terrific player. He has that it factor as well, and that's what they're counting on in Cincinnati.
To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Yards to go.
Here's Burrow. And he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. The reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson trotting onto the field and leading the way now in his 3rd season in the National Football League as this Baltimore offense gets set to go.
And I like his honesty, because when we sat down with him, I mean, he was the first one to say that was on me last week, a really poor performance. Way too many interceptions, didn't find the end zone throwing the ball, put his defense and his special teams in some real jeopardy. But somehow they won the game.
They won.
Yeah, what I loved about it is when he told us about the defense kind of corralling him in the locker room and said, all right, my man, we're not going to do that again this week, are we?
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. This time Jackson will throw it. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for... Let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions, but think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
Going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Slant pass to Boyd. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Pernell McPhee in there on the stop.
No gain on the play.
Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game...
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
And that's a sight familiar to Ravens fans. Matthew Judon, a 2019 Pro Bowler. He led the Ravens with a career-high 9.5 sacks in 2019.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at the 20. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore's set to take over here for their second possession of the game. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
38-yard line.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Brandon, you know we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball? And in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 from the 44. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down now, it's Ingram, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
And you know he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. But Mark Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the 2nd round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone? I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Jackson, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Marcus Peters up to make the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Complete to A.J.
The numbers for Green a week ago. 8 catches, 103 in the yardage department.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
Just a yard to go here on second down. 6-0 our score after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Ravens 6, Bengals nothing.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
At the 32-yard
Second and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Green's got it over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
First and
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Being chased, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Joe Burrow who took it himself for the touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39.
From the 39, Jackson. He'll get this to his running back, Benjamin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. That'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
1st and 10 at the 30.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
To Mark Ingram.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
The ball carrier.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Brings up
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on fourth. Jackson from the shotgun. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground?
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Over first and 10 at their own 24.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And the Bengals.
Nice job there by Tyler Boyd finishing off the connection on the throw. Over 1,000 yards receiving each of the last 2 seasons with 90 catches in 2019. Was thought to be a complimentary receiver, but with A.J. Green out much of the time, he became a reliable and consistent target.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Second and 4.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Burrow with a throw caught by Green. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Delaney Walker, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. CD for them. This is here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson looking left side. Andrews with it complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson, and he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jackson on first down. Oh, looking for Andrews. He's got it at the 15. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
At the 14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Second down and 3. Ball on the 7.
7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And Jackson throwing once more. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 3 on what should be the final play of the first half. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. And you want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Ravens 12.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And this will make it into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here at half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. This pass into the arms of Snead and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
45-yard line.
Now Jackson on first down. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Intercepted by the Bengals.
How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And a good pickup there by Mixon, and that shows the talent that he has. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4th in the NFL in 2018, 9th last year. But I look for those numbers to jump back up again with the introduction of new talent in Cincinnati.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
The Ravens had a big season in 2019, but we're still looking to strengthen their pass rush. And they bring in Calais Campbell, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he was acquired for the low cost of a 5th-round draft pick. 31.5 sacks his last 3 years. He's been to 2 NFC Championship games and the Super Bowl. He wants to carry the Ravens back to the Super Bowl with him.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
9-yard gain on the play.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. He's going to have the hook up to Ross.
Burrow's pass.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. To the air again, Burrow. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That is caught at the 7. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Nice catch there by A.J. Green, and at the beginning of his career, a perennial Pro Bowl receiver. Been dinged up a little bit the last 2 years, but now he gets a fresh start. Without his friend and quarterback, Andy Dalton, his leadership will be key.
17. Ravens.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. From the gun, he'll set up to throw.
Lamar Jackson.
Carlos Dunlap. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receiver.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
1-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Number 21, Mark Ingram.
And quickly, they get to the line.
Tackled by Logan Wilson.
From the 39, Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
A loss of 9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down. That's the end of
Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ingram, the ball carrier.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Jackson.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early.
Offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Couple of 3rd-year guys, couple of Pro Bowlers. Jackson to Andrews for the Ravens first. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
4 yards. Brought down just shy of the goal line.
On 2nd and inches, Jackson looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there. 3rd down here.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one more. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gus Edwards, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
2nd and 10 at the 20.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Burrow now, a big spot for the Heisman Trophy winner. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career. That ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the pass, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were
pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. From the corner, Jimmy Smith blitzes for the sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 40. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First down, Bengals.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. From the shotgun, it's Burrow, escaping the pressure right. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On second down now, Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Burrow throw. Slant pass to Boyd. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup there. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Here's a run with Mixon, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the 4th. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
This one fielded at the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here they come. Down by 7. 2:06 to play. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and...
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. First down now, but that clock rolling.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. 20. Oh, no, he lost the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. And out now, here come the Bengals. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow, and that is incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. He'll get this to his running back, Benjamin. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
1st and 10 at the
back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Intended for Billy Snead. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This from long, very long range. And his kick is indeed good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
Makes the score Ravens 28.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Baltimore,